Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. BlueDragonFive here with a dashing installment of Disney Debates, Speed Round Edition. Basically, folks, we're getting straight to the good stuff. The round that separates the boys from the men. Let's board the gantry up to the arena and greet our brave competitors. In this corner of three this time, he claims to be speed. He claims to be lightning. If he's not, he'll be saying, "Ka-chow, I'm out of here. It's Tiki."
I play Blue Eyes White Dragon.
In the other corner, ever flowing like the sands of time, it's Sandy Claus.
I've got no creative punchline.
And in the other corner, three this time, folks, in the other corner, a man with the uncanny ability to be very quick. It's Jacob Weil.
I dash like a flash.
That he does.
Did you just give up on the puns?
No, it's from SpongeBob. It's the Quickster.
Oh, yeah, right. I'm sorry.
You want to see me run to that mountain and back? You want to see me do it again?
All right, so how we doing today, fellas?
Good. This is exciting. This is the first official Disney Debate Speed Round edition, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Of course, we kind of did a trial run version of how this is going to go down on the Fan Appreciation Day podcast, but let's see how this goes down like as a full conceit, as like a full show.
All right. Okay, guys, so let's go over the rules for those playing the home game. And of course, we're dipping our toes in some new territory here. So here's how things are going to break down. All right, so we're playing the 5 points here. So 5 rounds. Whoever gets the 5 points first will win the whole game, as it were. Of course, like a speed round, it's going to be 30 seconds followed by 15
But it could be more than 5 rounds, of course.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm saying it's whoever out of these 3 chuckleheads gets the 5 points first.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Or it's 30 seconds followed by a 15-second rebuttal. My little associate here, R2, is the bell, just in case anyone's so wrapped up in it they don't realize what's going on. Whoever speaks first goes first. And pretty much speed round rules apply. Whoever gets, again, as I mentioned, whoever gets the 5 points wins first. Just to stress that point again. In one of the initial 5 rounds, at least in the initial 5 rounds, we're bound to have. I have hidden the coin.
Oh,
ooh,
yes,
that's right.
Folks, the coin is spinning at such a fast rate right now, it's an afterimage, so I can't tell which coin anywhere is the real one. So I have no idea when we're going to get to it. Well, let me put it this way. I know, but I won't know until the time is right. Know when the time is right. So right now, I don't know. It could be in any one of the 5 rounds. So be on your toes, gentlemen. Basically, whoever wins that round, basically, I'll reveal at the end of the round whether a coin is in play or is not in play, and basically, of course, the coin will be an option presented to the winner of said round, and if they wish to flip it, lands heads, they gain a point. Lands tails, they risk losing a point.
I love it.
You gentlemen understand these rules as I have explained them to all of you here this fine evening.
Yep.
Let's do it.
yeah.
All right. I think that's verbal confirmation from you two, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. Just want to make sure.
All right. Confirmation.
Precisely. All right. So speed round. Of course, these guys, given it's a speed round, they have no idea what's coming here. So
yeah, this is exciting. This is the first time we've done a debate where I've done absolutely no prep.
all right. Okay. Well, it's like going on a quiz show or Jeopardy. You should know everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, guys. You ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Which Disney film do you show Walt Disney? Like, by a miracle, Walt Disney is back for a day. You can show a movie. It can be it can be a Pixar movie, it can be a Disney movie, it can be anime, it can be live action, anything.
Of course, it's obviously got to be post-Walt, right?
Yes, post-Walt.
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
All
Toy
right, so-
Story.
All right.
Zootopia.
Zootopia. Okay, I like it. I like it.
All
So
right.
yeah, we should show Walt one of the films he made.
Okay, I'm just clarifying,
I know.
Jacob. All right.
I was just,
I'm just clarifying.
Wait,
I
is
was
there like
Here,
another?
Walt, we're gonna sit down and watch Sword in the Stone. You have fond memories making that one, right?
yeah, I was just joking. I was just joking with that.
Okay. Well,
I was being sarcastic.
be wary of that, guys. 'Cause I'm gonna let that one slide. Again, going forward, though, any tongue-in-cheek answers, you're gonna be stuck with those.
Oh God. All right, so we've got Beauty and the Beast versus Toy Story versus Zootopia.
It's a Sandy. You go first whenever you're ready.
Okay. Beauty and the Beast is a classic among classics in the Disney archive. I mean, this is a film that did everything and does everything that Walt loved about animation, and it goes the extra mile. I mean, why I would really want to show this to Walt is not only just to present something beautiful to him, a beautiful story to him, beautiful music, beautiful visuals, but also the technical achievements of 3D animation. I think he would absolutely love.
All right, you want to talk technical achievement. Obviously, Toy Story is the technical achievement, but that's not the only reason you show Walt Toy Story. You show Walt Toy Story because you show him that the philosophies of storytelling, the core components of like a compelling story and compelling characters with good motivations, that's what gets you through. The animation is top notch. The animation will make Walt proud, but what will really make Walt proud is how true to the story structure of Walt it is.
Honestly, feels Zootopia would be a great showcase to Walt. Not only to be a showcase, obviously to be since he was always a fan of special of like innovations in animation and world building. Zootopia would be pretty much a must show for Walt, and not to mention like the great storytelling. I mean, the compelling characters, as well as offer atmosphere and characters. Zootopia has it in spades, plus the great compelling story to boot. Walt would be so proud.
Okay, one more thing before we go any further, because I neglected to mention this. Of course, folks at home watching this, you guys have a vote too, which we'll definitely hear. And you guys, I might turn it over to you fully to call the round even. So if you hear a way you're leaning towards or a way you're liking or any feedback, by all means, shout it out in the comments. We'll read and we'll factor it in.
All right, Sandy, 15 seconds.
All right. If Walt was back for a day, he'd have no knowledge really of the modern technical achievements as far as our society is going. All the cars and different fashion, all that kind of stuff. With Beauty and the Beast, it's set in a specific time period which he'd recognize, stories he'd recognize, except he have all these wonderful digital achievements he'd not recognize. That's the last one, right, Dragon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, shoot. Ah.
It's called the speed round, Sandy.
Yep,
Speed round.
Don't make me get Eobard Thawne in here, mister.
Oh God. Oh man.
Hey, Tiki.
All right, I know. Time starts when I start speaking. I'm just trying to figure out how best I have to tackle two things at once here.
I know.
Beauty and the Beast is almost too traditional. It's very, very similar to the films that Walt already made. Toy Story is a technical achievement that wouldn't like completely fry his brain like Zootopia would. Not to mention Zootopia does have a lot of cultural stuff that Walt would have no reference for.
Despite the stuff that wouldn't speak to Walt, there's all kinds of stuff in Zootopia that would speak to Walt. Beauty and the Beast as is way too traditional for his taste, probably. And Toy Story, well, I mean, Toy Story would just fly over his head. Zootopia would be perfect.
All right. Okay, I'm just trying to check the comments here, see if there's any leanings. All right. Okay, I think I know where I'm leaning on this one quite easily here. Honestly, guys, I I think Sandy was going somewhere, but he just plumb ran out of time.
Right.
I do. Jacob, I feel, just kind of piggybacked off a lot of what Tiki was saying and didn't really lob anything at all against Toy Story. And I feel Tiki kind of dinged both opponents there, so I got to give it to Tiki.
Didn't really.
All right.
All right.
Also, I really like Monkey's comment here. All right. The
All right.
image of lightning with the giant dagger is too glorious. Okay.
Who wants to talk
What's
some
next?
Muppets?
I do.
Muppets.
Yeah, Muppets.
Sweet.
All right. Okay, let's Muppet this puppy up. Okay, so who should guest star or cameo in Muppets Now? The new Disney Plus show, the short form Disney Plus
So
show.
which celebrity?
Yes, which celebrity should guest star or
Lin-Manuel
cameo?
Miranda.
Leo DiCaprio.
Ooh. Rick fucking Dalton.
You a cop?
Taika Waititi.
Ooh. All good choices. All right.
All right, I want to see all these guys, honestly.
Right.
Wait,
Well,
Okay.
who Jacob picked?
he picked
Taika Waititi.
How do you spell his name?
TAIKIWITITI.
He's the guy who directed Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows.
He also starred in those movies as well.
Yes.
He was Korg.
Yeah, he was Korg, Sandy.
It's like, hey man, I'm Korg. I can't do a good voice impression of him.
Okay.
Hey, you want to play some Fortnite?
Thank you, Thor, very much.
Thank you, Thor.
It's New Master 69.
Oh God.
All right, I got it.
All right.
I love the fan theory that New Master 69 is Deadpool.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay, now we're getting off track here, Tiki.
It's honestly something Deadpool would do, though.
Anyways, all right. Oh God. Okay. So Lin-Manuel Miranda is a national treasure. The dude performed in the White House back when performing in the White House was cool. All right. Like, this guy is the perfect person to collaborate with the Muppets. He can write new songs for them, but also he just has a charming, easygoing demeanor that would just vibe so well with their personality. You know, it's like this guy could just like really just sink into the Muppets so well, and he's a family-friendly person that adults and kids alike love.
All right, you want to talk charm? You better get Leo DiCaprio on the horn because he would be perfect to collaborate on the new Muppets series on Disney Plus. This guy has got everything going for him. He's a face, and it's a name, a household name. Everyone knows it. He's got a new smash hit summer blockbuster right under his belt. He's in the public eye. People know. People know of where I'm going. He's not. I'm just gonna wait till the 50-second round. Write something out.
Someone forgot to do his stretches today.
I like how you were like going good until like you acknowledged that you didn't have a point.
No, I do have a point.
All right, okay, Lev. We'll see
All
where he
right.
goes with it. We'll see where the boy goes with it.
Jacob.
All right. Taika Waititi has proven himself to have quite the range recently. He's like, in terms of his range of movies, like from the comedy dramas of The Hunt for the Wilder People and to the Reverend Thor Ragnarok and What We Do in the Shadows in between. His source of comedy would actually and gentle goiness and even his other skills would mesh great with the Muppets. I mean, that easygoing New Zealandish charm, his irreverent humor, he would blend right in flawlessly.
Right. Once again, we have kind of like a Goldilocks situation here. I feel like Taika Waititi might be a little too obscure. He's great, but maybe people don't know who he is. Sandy, the only reason you're picking Leo is because you're obsessed with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Lin-Manuel's best of both worlds.
As the great Frank Oz once said, the Muppets were never meant for kids. So I think Lin-Manuel Miranda would be a poor first choice for their first guest. I think Leo is much better. He has a very broad resume in the film world. I think he'd vibe better. Much. Darn it!
Confidence, Sandy. Confidence.
No, I have. Just whatever.
Gotta
Alright.
do the confidence.
Taika Waititi. Okay, sorry.
Just better prepared.
Sorry.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Taika Waititi has several TV shows and movies under his belt, and considering he directed Thor and is actually now working on the new Star Wars show, I'd say he's actually pretty much family name already. So obscurity is out the window, is fine. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he probably wouldn't even be associated with it anyway.
All right.
Wait, associated with what?
The Muppets.
I'm confused.
We're talking about the Muppets, Sandy.
Yeah, I know. Jacob said
We're basically saying, I'm going to put words in Jacob's mouth here, but I think Jacob's trying to say that Leo would maybe think that the Muppets would be beneath him. That's his point. Don't rebuke the point.
That's pretty much what I was going for.
Oh.
All right, let me see. Okay. Well, by the way, just a little fun fact for you, Tiki. A monkey, he was leaning towards Toy Story himself as well. So you would have gotten that point with the audience participation if it weren't late anyway. So there's a little feather in your cap there. Let's see. Monkey says Lin-Manuel Miranda has done Sesame Street, so he's halfway there. Monkey seems to be leaning towards Waititi, and he claims Waititi could continue the flight of the Concorde's connection. The Muppets have had this decade. Let me take a look here. Yeah, the audience is definitely being factored in here. It's not going to decide the vote entirely here. So
James Bobin worked on the Flight of the Conchords, and their main one of their songwriters was Brett McKenzie, and he worked on the Muppets.
I feel Tiki and Jacob presented the better argument. I feel Sandy right out of the gate was doing phenomenal, and then he just kind of dropped the ball and fumbled completely.
Yeah.
I'll give him this of the 15 seconds again before dropping the ball and fumbling entirely. He was really strong. That Frank Oz quote. I want to see where he was fully going with it, but again,
Sandy, the point is just don't doubt yourself in the last 5 seconds. All right.
Well, it wasn't about that. I was just trying to figure out. It's like what you were saying before. Just trying to figure out how to tackle several things with one quick.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Sandy, your heart's in the right place on this, man. You're there.
Well, that's a serious thing I'm thinking about too. I really want the Muppets to get back into the more, for lack of a better term, adult-centered type of content.
Well, they kind of did. They kind of did with the recent series.
What recent series?
The Muppets.
Muppets 2015.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. But I mean, that's not classic Muppets. They modernized. I don't know. I don't like that for all the other reasons everyone doesn't like that. But I don't know.
All right. Okay. Regardless, I feel I think Tiki was almost there, but I feel Tiki kind of relied on a little bit of like just kind of pre-programmed Manuel love in the room. I feel
you're Jacob, right. You're not wrong.
I feel Jacob. I think Tiki was starting to make some points towards the end there, but he's kind of the best of both worlds. I think he made some good points at the end of the day. I think Jacob kind of fought smarter on this one, so I'm gonna give the point to Jacob.
Woohoo!
All right.
Okay, round 3.
What's next?
All right. Best.
No coin yet, Dragon?
Let me check. Here. Let me see. Let me check the old sofa cushions here. Let me check my pockets. No, just lint. Sorry.
There's not a Yu-Gi-Oh card stashed in there somewhere.
Let me check. Dark Magician. Nope, sorry, nothing but Dark Magician.
Maybe a giant dagger. Never mind.
All right.
Oh, gee.
You don't want to go like reaching your hand in for a giant dagger. You might stab your hand.
Yeah, it's not exactly.
Unless it's sheathed.
All right, guys.
Anywho,
Dragon, please question.
All right. What is the best John Goodman Disney? What is the best Disney performance?
Wait, that's Pixar, isn't it?
No, okay, look.
Well, no, Sully counts.
Everything John Goodman's done under the Disney banner is on the table. So there's at least 4 roles you can pick. 5 if you want to be really 5 if you're desperate. But
Can
let's
you
just say
list
4.
the roles?
But no, you have to guess the role. He said Sully.
Fuck.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I know Emperor's New Groove, but all right, fine. I'll take Emperor's New Groove. Jacob, I can't think of another one besides Sully and Emperor's New Groove, so go ahead.
The only one I can think of is Big Daddy LaBeouf from Princess and the Frog.
Uh-huh.
Don't make him fight Big Daddy. Come on, that's not fair.
Ron, look, I'll tell him what the other one is, but again, I don't know.
I know what the other one is, and it's also not fair. I don't like this
What
question.
is it?
It's not fair.
I don't even know what the other one is.
The other one is fucking Baloo from the Jungle Book 2.
Yep.
And I don't think I've even seen that.
Do you want? Okay, look, fine.
I don't like this question because I feel like this question is too, this would be a good 2-man question between, and even then, we all know the best performance is Sully, alright? This is a,
All right,
I'm
look,
sorry.
look, whiny boy. Let me ask Jacob this. All right, Jacob.
Wait, where'd Tiki go?
Well, he's having a little temper tantrum right now. I'm kidding. He's not. He's just a little technical. No, regardless. Okay, Jacob. Let me throw this at you. All right. Okay, I'm going to give you the desperation option here. So you have 3 picks. Okay, you can either do Baloo from Jungle Book 2, you can do Big Daddy LaBeouf from Princess of the Frog, or to make things fair, you could be Sully from Monsters University. You could be the younger Sully performance.
That wouldn't be much better, honestly.
Well, that's what you got.
Tiki, did you hear that, Tiki?
No, that was a really inconvenient time for me to crash my browser. What's going on?
He gave me another option to be fair, and it's Sully from Monsters University.
Oh, okay. I'm cool with that. Are you guys cool with that?
Wait. So we're both debating Sully? Is that it?
If Jacob chooses Sully from Monsters University, then you'll be stuck with just Monsters Inc. Sully.
Wait, but it's the same character.
Yes, but it's a different performance, though. A different movie.
Wait, you said the best John Goodman character. It's the same character.
No. He said best John. He said best John Goodman performance.
Is that what you said?
Yes, I said best John Goodman Disney performance. Yes.
Also, just to add to this madness, gotta appreciate Sully landing that plane in the Hudson River.
Yeah, Monkey's going at it in the comments.
He really is.
We should bring him in.
I was unsure where they were going to go with Monsters Inc. 2, but you know what? They actually went somewhere with
Actually,
it.
that's not a bad idea to bring Monkey in. Hold on.
Ask him.
Yeah, I will.
I'll go with Monsters University Sully.
Dragon, I can't promise I'm going to be taking this too seriously now because it just seems super awkward.
Dragon, can we please just nix this question?
I just a bunch
I
of
legitimately don't like this question. Hold on, I'm asking Monkey if he wants to come in.
Why?
Excellent question.
No, I'm just saying everyone knows that. So, even I feel like I have a disadvantage with Emperor's New Groove, and I love Emperor's New Groove.
Fine.
Let's just go to the next question. Who would win, Dash with Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Lightning?
Oh God!
Dash?
Same problem, Sandy. Same problem. Anyway, all right, fine. Here's a softball question because somebody can't strain themselves.
Oh God!
All right. Best member of the Fab Fives trio: Mickey, Donald, or Goofy?
Donald.
He's got
Fuck
Donald.
the other two.
Well, since Dragon wants to kind of twist the logic here with his wording, I'm going to go with Hipster Donald.
Oh God! No. Sandy, play nice, all right.
And I'll go with Comic Book Donald.
All right, no, guys, please, rein it in here, all right. or else we're never gonna get through this.
I'm gonna go with Goofy.
Okay.
I guess that leaves me with Mickey.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love to hear Sandy's argument for hipster Donald, but I know Dragon wouldn't be cool with that. All right. Anyways, so Dragon, you got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Donald, then Goofy, then Mickey. All right. Donald is one of the best Disney characters ever. Donald Duck is not only does he have the comedy, the physical comedy, the mental comedy of the anger, but he's also got heart. He's got pathos. He looks after his nephews like they're his own sons. He's got a relationship with Daisy. He's a war veteran. He's a war hero. You know I'm going to lean into that because it's true. Donald Duck, out of these three, is by far the most complex and human of these three cartoon characters.
When I think of cartoon characters, I think of goofy, larger-than-life personalities that I can get a chuckle out of. And when I look at Goofy in those classic Golden Age Disney cartoons, that's what I get. Whether it's Goofy or it's Mr. Geef, Goofy did a very good job at portraying a character that everyone could relate to in some way and love in every single way possible. He did a very good job at also portraying the everyman type of person. Whether he was behind the wheel or installing a fridge, he captured our hearts.
The great thing about Mickey Mouse is that, yes, he might be an everyman. He might have softened over occasionally, but there are even times, even back then and even now, where he could play the great thing about him. He could be whatever you want him to be. He can be a swashbuckling hero, or this every guy trying to find the perfect date. He's the guy everybody wants to be, and just because he's softened over the years doesn't mean he has lost his penchant for humor. He can still find humor even in his failures and successes.
Just Tiki, did you see the comment Monkey left?
No, I haven't. Hold on one sec. Oh dear. And by the way, Monkey says he'll just stick to the text.
Okay.
None of the three has a tree house. Yeah, of course he says that. Of course.
Yeah, they can't go upstairs or downstairs.
Donald does have
for
a
the
boat.
audience.
Donald does have a boat.
And Mickey is about to have a runaway railway.
And Mickey also has a house. And Goofy has a house as well, so technically all three of us do have attractions in Toontown.
Fair enough.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Donald did used to have stairs, Monkey. You're right about that.
Oh, jeez.
That you could walk both up and down.
Can we get back on point, please?
Okay. I feel like the thing with Goofy is that he is very much a cartoon character. He's very squatch and scratch. There's not a lot you can do with him. With Donald, not only do you have the fun, outlandish, humorous physical comedy, you also have the pathos of the anger management issues.
You know, back in the 40s and 50s, when I went to a theater to see a cartoon, I wanted to be able to escape the real world. I wanted to be able to escape all the anger and all the frustration that came that Donald Duck gave us. And Goofy provides a really fun release. Oh, I'm out of time already. All right.
Okay. The great thing about Mickey is that he can, as I said before, he can relate to these roles. He can have the pathos, the physical comedy. He's the perfect package. He can be repurposed to anything. He's like one of the most perfect cartoon characters and I had a bit of a frog in my throat at the end there.
Well, I feel this one was really between. Let me put it this way, okay? Just cautionary thing. Sandy, I think you were saying some nice stuff with Goofy at the start there. I don't really think you're making much sense with it, though.
Wait, what do you mean?
Basically, it's from the gold. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase that. Yeah, I'm sorry. On second thought, you had the everyman points. So never mind. So you had the everyman point to start there, so you're all good. So.
Well, is there something that's not making sense though?
Well, no, initially, I'm sorry, I was looking at something wrong there. Basically, I feel you kind of stressed the golden age, maybe a stretch too long, but before you got to the whole label everyman point of like basically what his shorts were all about. But you made sense in the answer. Neglect the point that I just made. You're all good.
Okay.
However, again, the 15-second rebuttal, though, I don't think there's anything saving you there.
Okay.
All right, Jacob. I feel Jacob was kind of arguing, the sustainability and the adaptability of Mickey Mouse. He's kind of put him in a bunch of situations. He's kind of ages with the times for the most part. I feel he was kind of going somewhere with that. And Tiki, I feel here's where I'm at here. I think Tiki initially was very strong. He made all of his points in the opening statement. About the point of the physical comedy, the anger, the war veteran. The war vet of it all. He's the most complex, the most human. I think he gave the most reasoning, but I feel his 15-second rebuttal was lacking a great deal. He ran out of steam and he's repeated the same points in the 15.
No, you're right. I did. You're totally calling it like you see it.
That's all three of you have something in this round. That's the thing. All three of you kind of, well, here's the thing. I mean, let me check.
I would personally give it to Sandy, honestly.
Well, if the audience is feeling particularly chatty right now, if you had a ruling, it'd be more than welcome right now.
Yeah, this is a legitimately tough one.
Yes.
I think the winner should be Hipster Donald with a dagger and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Well, so much for turning to the audience. All right.
Just give him a chance.
All right.
Do. Yeah, I think you should just call it Dragon.
Yeah, I had a feeling. All right. All right, I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to Jacob.
Oh, really? Okay.
All right.
Jacob's got 2 points. Tika's got 1. Sandy got the big 0.
Damn. Well,
Okay.
why did Jacob deserve the point more than Tiki Right?
Well,
again,
I know why he deserved it more than me.
I think
Because I completely ran out of steam.
At the end of the day, Jacob, I think, presented the most fully rounded argument. He kind of is, making points all throughout, and it basically is saying, Mickey is kind of more of an adaptable character. I mean, Goofy, I don't know, I just didn't really hear it brought forth in the second half scene. I think it was just kind of halfway there. I don't know.
All right.
Sweet. Let's see. Okay, here's one I think you're all going to really like. All right. Which Disney attraction would make the best animated movie?
It's a Small World.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, really? Oh my
Yes.
god, man.
Are we limited to ones that haven't been adapted already?
Well, no. Have any of them really been adapted into an animated movie?
I mean,
like Pirates and Haunted Mansion have been adapted into movies.
Well, yeah, it's an animated movie.
I was just saying, like, if they've
So
already been
anything's on the table, including stuff that's already been movies.
Yes, an animated movie. Yeah.
So, Dragon, let me just get this straight. Is this a pitch for a animated movie?
Well, no, just which one? Like which one deserves it? Like which Disney attraction would make the best? And basically, I guess it's kind of a pitch, but again, it's really more like a proof of concept. It's like
it's as much of a pitch as you can make in 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to make a pitch, you're more than welcome to. I'm just saying, it's like which one would make the best. You don't have to necessarily pitch anything. Which one would be better than the other ones that are presented? That's just kind of arguing your concept.
All right.
Basically, getting a foot in the door, more accurately.
Haunted Mansion.
That's what I was gonna go with. I know
you should have. You had plenty of time to call it, Jacob.
I mean, I know I shouldn't have waited.
Yeah, go for the throat on that one.
I mean, that's not the correct answer, but it's the obvious answer.
I'll take you too bad you didn't pick a correct answer either.
I did pick the correct answer.
I'll stick with what I said.
What'd you say?
I mean, I didn't say anything yet.
Oh.
Well, yeah, then pick one, Jacob. You can't stick with something you said if you haven't said something.
I mean, I'll stick with the point I said.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
It's just. I mean, there's.
I want to change my answer to the Country Bears, but I know I can't. I'm gonna stick strong with Small World. I've got a good point with Small
Jacob,
World.
Jacob, do you want me to read some off to you?
No,
Sure.
don't help him.
Yeah, there's plenty of options here. I think Jacob can think of one.
Well, I mean, the other obvious choice to me is like Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'm not gonna.
Here,
Can't go.
Dragon, does it have to be something that's currently open?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't have to be something.
No, it
that's
doesn't have to be.
currently open.
Of all time, just a Disney attraction. So it can be anything.
Chip and Dale's Treehouse?
Oh God! All right.
I will.
I'm drawing a blank here. Other than
Jungle Cruise, Jacob.
that's already being turned into a live action movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's like coming out next year.
The Submarine Voyage would be pretty cool.
That's based on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
But is it animated?
I mean, that would basically be me just pitching a live animated 20,000 Leagues Under
Technically,
the
you could say Cartoon Spin and pitch a Roger Rabbit reboot.
Yeah. I mean,
Space Mountain, Thunder Mountain. Thunder Mountain's got a lot of mythology behind it.
Matterhorn?
Hell,
Yeah.
even Star Tours, like an animated Star Tours show, that'd be fun. That's a
I'll-
Star Wars show I would actually watch.
I'll go with the Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, It's a Small World might seem like an unconventional choice, but it's the choice we need. It's a Small World is a prayer for world peace, and the world is pretty fucked up right now. We need a simple message like Small World. Small World has a beautiful Mary Blair art style. That art style is going to be lifted directly into the series. The series is going to focus on all the different cultures of the world, educating kids about the different cultures of the world. At the season finale, all the cultures are going to come together. It's going to be fucking beautiful. It's going to be artistically and creatively and emotionally and politically relevant.
All right. Now, the Haunted Mansion is full of iconic characters and designs, and I think animation is the only way to properly adapt them. It's highly stylized, the mansion, with rich colors and deep story structures that expand between the various versions of the attraction. I think the Haunted Mansion is broad enough of a ride that I think there's something here to be enjoyed by everyone, whether they are older, young. I think everyone could. I think it's really, really. Sorry.
There's not much that goes on that behind the lore of Space Mountain or anything like that, but I think that actually makes it ripe for the adaptation. Like you could bring all kinds of interesting details into Space Mountain. It doesn't. That's something that Disney's rarely explored. I mean, only a few select movies of that they've been made have been taking place in space. I mean they could provide the high octane thrills and chases and like maybe even make it seem like you're on the ride as well.
Goldilocks. Small World is iconic. It's pure Disney, but it hasn't been adapted yet. Haunted Mansion, we know too much about. And honestly, I feel like you kind of, Haunted Mansion, you need to do in live action. I feel like live action is the place for it in a horror series. Ran out of time. Shit, that might hurt me. Anyways.
Haunted Mansion is a really, really big name. It has various versions across the world. Imagine the audiobook from 1969 with those two kids. That same type of idea. Imagine that, except they jump around in between the different versions of the attraction within the story.
Haunted Mansion might be a tough name to tackle. It's probably too iconic for its own good. It's just the same can be said for Small World. And besides, doesn't it? I thought that's supposed to be for a movie anyway. And for scares, I think that Galaxy Max scare would be good for this one, or whatever the name of the
Ghost
Halloween
Galaxy.
Ghost Galaxy. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. I want to read a few comments here. Monkey has a few suggestions of what he would have picked.
Oh, of course he does. This is
It's
one of
just
them
he-
Chip and Dale's Treehouse.
No. Don't now you've inspired me. All right, Monkey says, I do wonder now how an animated film based on great moments with Mr. Lincoln would be. Well, hopefully shorter than the Lincoln movie that we did get.
That was a good movie though.
You really have it out for that movie, Dragon.
That I do. Regardless, let's see. Monkey is leaning a certain way, but let me evaluate the choices here. Let me try the Goldilocks approach.
Okay.
Let's see. So Tiki's. All right, Tiki's arguing the art style and just kind of the message of the film there. It's a valid point to take there. But again, did kind of ran out of time on the rebuttal there, I feel. And we'll see if that costs. It may or may not. Let's see. Sandy was really on fire here, kind of arguing the iconic quality of the ride, the designs, how it is in dire need of a proper adaptation. Kind of appeals to the old and young. The audiobook kind of pitch with the two kids is kind of like maybe a frame of reference for the movie. Let's see. Jacob at Space Mountain. He's kind of arguing the thrills, the sell for the ride, basically kind of putting a ride in theaters, as it were. And also kind of lobbed some points against the other ones. And I got to tell you guys, I'm inclined to agree with the comments on this. I'm inclined to agree with Haunted Mansion for the point here, because I think I heard the most passion from Haunted Mansion. I heard the most compelling argument for. I think it was solid arguments all around, but I feel Haunted Mansion kind of brought it home. So Sandy gets the point.
Okay,
Right.
Sweet.
All right, so let's move on. But wait a minute. Guys, I'm going to try using the Force on this one here. Just give me a second. And nothing. I don't know. Oh, look what's on the ground here. Hey, coin. All right, we're good. All right, Sandy, it's up to you. Do you want to flip forward or not?
You know what? Sure, why not?
All right. Looks like Sandy's a gambling man.
Oh.
Yep. All right.
So that means that both Jacob and Sandy have 2. I have 1.
How is
Yes.
it every time I take a chance on the coin, I always getting the benefit of I always end up.
Because you're a lucky man, Sandy.
Yep, fortune favors well. I won't finish that analogy anyway. All right.
Well,
Okay.
it worked out well.
All right. Next round. Best Ron Clements and John Musker film.
Wait, what?
Best Clements and Musker film. Best,
Aladdin.
Tiki's got Aladdin.
Moana.
Sandy's got Moana.
No. No.
Dragon said not to fuck around,
Yep.
Sandy, so you got it.
You pushed to a
got it.
You didn't earn any sympathy with me to that hipster Donald thing earlier. So.
You got it, Sandy. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass, Dragon. I'm just gonna let you know that much.
Let's see. Little Mermaid.
All right.
I mean, technically, I could have also gone with The Great Mouse Detective or Hercules or even Treasure Planet.
That is true. All those are viable options.
And technically, also Princess and the Frog, too.
Mm-hmm. That too.
And Beauty and the Beast, right?
No, that's Gary
No.
Trousdale and Kirk
Oh,
Wise.
yeah, right. I'm sorry. Duh. Yeah, okay, my bad.
Don't steal Trousdale's royalty, man. Anyway,
That was Trousdale and Wise.
well, sure.
Right.
Okay.
Aladdin, I feel like, is a Disney movie that maybe got lost in the shuffle for a period of time, kind of like overshadowed by stuff like Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King. But nowadays, with the success of the live action remake, arguably, I would say one of the best live action remakes, I feel like the success and the legacy of Aladdin has kind of come full circle. People know how much that soundtrack kicks ass. The genie is iconic. Jafar is wonderful. All around, the film is just classic.
Right, it's my time to shine.
Just please
Waste those
try.
seconds, Sandy. Waste those
Moana.
seconds.
Moana is the best film because
Can we just let him?
Yes.
it's got some great. It's got water in it, and without water, we would all die. So,
Imbecile. Just
Jacob.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Let me catch my breath first. Little Mermaid is great for several reasons. Like, it not only did it usher in a new age for animation in general, but it also stands well as a well-told movie in itself. It showed that it clearly showed the talents of Clements and Musker and their team of like Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, and basically set the standard for what a new age Disney movies could be, ushering in. If a lot of these movies wouldn't exist if Little Mermaid didn't.
Little Mermaid set the standard, and that standard was basically just like kind of copy the Broadway musical format. I feel like Aladdin was the first one to really come along and shatter that format. We had the fourth wall jokes, we had the celebrity casting, we had the epic Disney villain. That was the first movie to really do that stuff.
all right. Let me just say this, okay? Water is the unsung hero of humanity, okay? Little Mermaid takes place in water. It takes advantage of water. But Moana takes water and puts it in the frickin' spotlight. It gives it the attention and the respect it deserves, dang it.
Sorry.
You can do it, Jacob.
I know. Technically, Aladdin wasn't even the first to do any of those things, as you're mentioning, so it's not even special in that regard. And if you're asking me, I think Little Mermaid has like better quality animation, better characters, the soundtrack's top tier, and everything that's great about it.
all right. Let me tell you who didn't win that round.
Everyone else except Ezra.
All right.
By the way, Monkey, I love your comment.
Monkey made it. Here's Monkey actually called something Sandy didn't even do. Sandy starts with "Time to Shine," and of course doesn't even bring up the fact that there's a song within his piece called "Shiny." Yes, just pitiful.
Sung by the wonderful Jermaine Clement.
Yes, seriously, the wonderful Jermaine Clement. I don't want to throw any shit on that guy. I'll throw all the shit in the world on Sandy right now, but not shit on Jermaine Clement.
I told you he'd bite you in the ass.
Yes, you! You too!
All right, guys.
You freaking kamikaze! Anyway.
All right, guys, come on. He's not that bad, Dragon. Come on.
Don't have water for this whole 25
Hey, look,
seconds!
It was a valid argument about water, okay?
Calm the heck down, Dragon.
Yeah, seriously, Dragon. This isn't that serious.
Remember your place.
Anyway. All right, look, it's between Tiki and Jacob here, and you both made excellent points. You both made really solid arguments. I gotta give you that. I feel at the end of the day, though, I'm going to lean towards Jacob, though, because I think Jacob really argued kind of the legacy of it all, and argued the fact Little Mermaid was there first. He kind of again Tiki threw a lot of really great points there, but again says there wouldn't be essentially the bed wouldn't have been made without Little Mermaid in the first place. There, so that's you kind of set the standard. I mean, Tiki's point about kind of borrowing from the musical formula wasn't exactly a knock, so I'm going to give the point to Jacob.
Okay.
So Jacob's got 3, Tiki's got 1, Sandy's got 2. All right.
I'm being oppressed.
Don't egg him on, Sandy.
Yeah, seriously, Sandy.
Anyway,
You don't want to kick the hornet's nest right now.
Yeah, like he might just not give you points out of spite now.
all right. Let me just ask this so I can avoid another John Goodman situation. All right. Have all 3 of you chuckleheads seen this Pixar Spark Shorts?
No.
Called what?
Okay.
All right, no, pass, next.
All right. Well, so much for synergy. Okay, I'm going to move on here. All right. Okay, best Disney Plus series announced at D23. Well, let's just announce in general. So, which Disney Plus series, best Disney Plus series that's been announced so far? Okay.
Wait, what was announced? I never even looked.
Sandy.
Let's.
Do you want the Mandalorian?
Chicken Little 2?
Okay. Oh God.
Sandy, do you want the Mandalorian?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna look it up what they announced here.
I am going to go with High School Musical, the series.
All right.
That's an actual thing.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go with High School Musical, the series, the musical.
Sandy,
come on, man. I'm going on to Dragon's side at this point, Sandy.
Lady and the Tramp.
That's not a show. That's a movie. God.
I'm trying here, man.
You want the Jeff Goldblum show?
How about the Obi-Wan Kenobi?
All right, that's fine. Obi-Wan Kenobi, give him that. That's fine.
Is that a series?
Yes, it's a series. Okay.
that's a series.
All
right, Jacob.
For the longest time, people have been wanting a Star Wars live-action series, and now we're going to be getting one with something that people haven't haven't seen a lot before: The Mandalorian. It's not only is it like a sci-fi, but it's also a western, something that hasn't been done that often before. And in like brief glimpses we've seen of this, like it's shot like a Star Wars movie, but and like a western mixed into one. And it looks like it's not going to be pulling any punches at how dark it can get.
High School Musical appeals to me because it's just a very, very broad, like, comfort food kind of show. You don't need to know the Star Wars mythology to get into it. You don't have to have this mindset of, like, all right, I'm going to go in for, like, a very dark, very, very serious Star Wars take. You don't need to know the backstory of Obi-Wan. You don't even need to know High School Musical. All you need to know is some reverence for high school itself, some nostalgia for high school itself, and a song in your heart. That's all you need to enjoy High School Musical, the musical series.
This Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to be top-notch for one reason. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a meme god, all right? The fact that they are doing this just shows how much appreciation Disney has for their fans and the content they create. They go out of their way to bring Obi-Wan Kameme God Kenobi back from the dead.
Oh God.
I've got the high ground now, Jacob.
Okay, your 3-year-old can watch High School Musical. Your
Wait,
80-year-old grandma can watch.
Wait,
Jacob.
wait.
I go first.
Okay, sorry, Jacob. Sorry.
Okay.
You don't even necessarily need to know Star Wars mythology from the look to get into the Mandalorian. From the looks of things, you can just pick it up from the way it is. High School Musical, the series, it's just basically a glorified mockumentary, and basically, if it's memes that's off the Rio McGregor, that's it.
Okay. You could be 3 and appreciate High School Musical. You could be 80 and appreciate High School Musical. I know a ton of people who are just straight up sick of Star Wars and feel like it's really oversaturated. That's why I picked High School Musical, because High School Musical is super accessible to a wide range of demographics.
Well, Obi-Wan Kenobi may not cover a wide range of demographics, but it covers a wide range of meme culture. And I think it's good enough for anyone to enjoy and enjoy thoroughly. I would not be surprised if this...
Sandy, you are really kicking the hornet's nest tonight. Man.
Dragon.
Right. Well, I see where the comments are leaning, but I'm going to have to weigh in a little bit on this one. Okay, let's see. So, Jacob, I think here's the thing. Jacob's a little advice here. I think you had a solid. I think you were going a solid direction. I think you really picked up with the rebuttal. I just feel you kind of. I feel you kind of doubled down the Western point within your opening statement. I feel you kind of like he said it was a Western and really not a whole. It was a Western. It was dark, and I feel you just kind of doubled back on that a smidge. So I feel you could have covered a little bit more ground. Maybe go over the setting a little bit more. I don't know, but the point being, I think you made your point. I think you could have made it a little better though. See, Tiki, of course, in addressing High School Musical series, I think he really approached it from kind of the boardroom, it kind of gave the boardroom argument, if you will, kind of gave like, look at our demographics, man. Look at you, young, old, 3 to 80, everyone's covered. Let's see, and Sandy, he was starting with something, and well, then it turned into memes, a lot of memes.
And through memes, he obtained the high ground.
Yeah. Now,
let us know where did the comments lean on this?
Well, the comments being Monkey. Monkey says, out of the 3 debated, I may lean towards Obi-Wan.
Well, I honestly think that's just because that's probably his favorite concept out of the 3 of them. I would. Yeah. And also, I don't know. I didn't even watch the High School Musical trailer, so I don't know what's offensive about it. Monkey, you'll have to fill me in on that.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either. I'm just looking at it.
Yeah.
Well, there's no Obi-Wan Kenobi in it. I mean, it's as simple as that.
And also, just to shed out another comment here, says my write-in would be Pixar in real life. I've heard a little bit about
that. Was a good call. That was like I wish I would have thought of that one because that is legitimately like. And I know Monkey loves his prank comedy, so yeah.
But is the Imagineering story going to be a movie or a series?
That's going to be a movie, a documentary.
It's not going to be a theater release, is it?
No, it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, right. Anyway, okay, so look, I think at the end of the day, I'm going to lean towards. I'm going to give the point to Tiki.
All right.
There are a few things that weren't just tracking with Jacob's argument overall, because I think when he was mentioning high school, someone was mentioning mockumentary. That was Jacob, right? I believe he made the mockumentary point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that one didn't track for me at all. But bear in mind, I don't know, something, a little bit of that, but again, I don't know how I think Tiki just kind of made the most kind of grand sweeping argument for a show he hasn't even seen, which is kind of impressive. But again, in fact, he hasn't seen it because I had no idea when he was saying that he didn't see anything about it. So, anyway, so I'll give Tiki the points. You all have, like you said, it's Tiki and Sandy have 2 points. Jacob has 3. If Jacob gets the next 2, then he wins. Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All more memes.
In honor of the, it's not specifically today or anything, but it's in general the year. This is the 20th anniversary of Tarzan.
National Sweater Day.
It's 20 years, right? Yeah. Wait, is today National Sweater Day?
No.
Oh. Anyway. That would have been a little fun fact, honestly. But...
It's like, all right, the first day of fall, time to put on your sweater.
I'm saying, it would have kind of come out of nowhere, but it would have been kind of a nice little fact, National Sweater Day. I mean, no one really needs a sweater, but they can get a sweater. Anyway, best moment in Tarzan.
Best moment, okay. There's some good ones.
When he and Jane touch hands.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Clayton's death. I have to.
There's a bunch of good moments.
That there is.
And I think I've narrowed it down to 2. I'll go with Son of Man.
All right.
That was gonna be my pick. I just couldn't figure out a way to talk about that whole scene in 30 seconds.
It's either that or Two Worlds, One Family.
So Sandy, I believe you go first.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, where Tarzan and Jane touch hands.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let me just
wait. Hold on. Let me get to the. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sandy. Sorry.
I feel this moment sums up the entire movie, the entire basis of what this movie is all about. I mean, they're touching hands. They look into each other's eyes. She's scared of him at first, and then she's not, and she warms up to him, and it's just this excellent bonding. It's I feel it's probably one of the most underrated Disney moments, from of course one of the most underrated Disney films. It's such an impactful scene.
So I realized that I made a mistake picking this moment because really I'm just going to repeat. It's brutal, man. It's fucking brutal. It's brutal. It's brutal. So brutal. So instead, I'm just going to have fun with this and just kind of like just do some Disney memes for a while. So you guys know that whole Radigan, or I'm sorry, not Radigan, but the Radcliffe, see how I glitter. I love how that's become like a meme now. It's like everyone is like pointing that. It's like so ridiculous. Just the see how I glitter. See how I glitter.
Don't start the clock yet, but it's amazing that I'm the only one who hasn't resorted to memes yet.
I just honestly realized that I just didn't want to try and pussyfoot my way through 30 seconds of it's brutal, man. So brutal.
All right, when I speak next, I'll be ready.
All right.
Son of Man may seem like an obvious choice because it kind of is, but it's obvious for a reason. It's one of the most iconic scenes from that movie, and a lot of people that are not even familiar with Tarzan are familiar with that song. It shows Tarzan's journey, to quote the song, journey from boy to man. It actually shows him growing up and finding his place among his family, which the first act of the movie showed him having trouble with, and actually sets up a lot of themes in the movie, like teaching you will learn, learning you will teach, and basically finding out who you're going to be.
Sandy?
To add on to what I was saying before, this scene summarizes the relationship between Tarzan and Jane throughout this entire movie. And debatably enough, it summarizes the relationship the audience has with this movie. Yeah.
I'll turn him into a flea. A harmless little flea. And then I'll put that flea in a box. And then I'll put that box inside of another box. And then I'll mail that box to myself. And when it arrives, ha ha ha, I'll smash it with a hammer.
It's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Many people can relate to the song because it speaks a lot about going through adolescence and finding who you're going to be. And I actually think it's like instead of like speaking to the relationship of Tarzan and Jane, it speaks to like the themes of the entire movie and the relationship of the entire movie of Tarzan with everyone else, not just Jane. It encompasses the whole movie.
All right.
See how I glitter.
All right. Well. All right. Let's see. I think Tiki kind of got knocked out this round.
Well,
contest.
obviously.
Of course, it would be great to see him put up a fight for a really effective death, but no. Let's just let that one lie where it is.
No pun intended, or hang where it is, I guess.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think Sandy was really going somewhere, so I'm really inclined to. Kind of inclined to go with Sandy's point here, but I'm not sure he quite stuck the landing because he mentions how it summed up the basics of the movie, the relationship between Tarzan and Jane, it's about Baylock's conveyed in the scene. It's very underrated. Some good points there. On the flip side, Jacob also had a really strong argument here, where he's saying it's an iconic moment from the movie. It's kind of the transition from Tarzan the kid to Tarzan, kind of as he is. I feel he was kind of trying to make up some ground that 15-second rebuttal. I feel he was just trying to I think he was trying to show up Sandy a little bit, and that might be kind of my take on it. But the kind of the fact is just saying it's all encompassing of what the movie is, which is kind of I think stealing a little bit of Sandy's thunder there. I'm not saying that fully is what he did. I'm just saying I feel I'm not sure Jacob fully articulate his point either. So I think you guys are on ridiculously even footing this round. So. I have to go. Let me double check the comments. I'm gonna go with Sandy this round. So Sandy has 3, Jacob has 3, and Tiki still got 2.
Cool.
All right.
Interesting.
He's got 2.
This is getting intense.
I have 3 points now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
It's 3-3.
This is getting pretty intense.
All right. Okay. Here's a mundane one for you. Which Disney princess would you least like to meet?
Huh. That's a good question.
Snow White.
Aurora.
Ariel.
God. All right. Snow White brings with it a lot of modern day context that's a little problematic. First of all, she's very clearly a 12-year-old girl, and yet by the end of the movie, she's going off to get married. There's kind of a creep factor there with her. And also, just her personality is just really fucking annoying. It's just she's the type of person where it's she's so positive that positive personality turns into a negative. She's the person that's trying to cheer everyone up in the friend group all the time, and it's just infuriating.
At least your character has a personality. From what we've seen in Sleeping Beauty, Aurora doesn't have much of a personality beyond the interactions with the fairies, and then dancing in the woods, singing "Once Upon a Dream." Beyond that, she pretty much has the personality of a brick. She's a title character in her own movie, and she doesn't do much. She literally sleeps through half of her own movie. That's how boring she is. She doesn't contribute much at all.
Meeting the Princess Ariel would imply that I have to go underwater, which would cause me to die because humans are not meant to survive underwater. Also, she talks to fish, so she's got to be high on something. I think I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of going underwater. It doesn't, and that's bye.
Okay, so with my social interaction, I kind of prefer like short bursts of social interaction and not long marathons. I feel like Snow White would be a long marathon. Sleeping Beauty would be a short burst. Sleeping Beauty, you hang out for a while, you sing and dance, and then she falls asleep. Snow White, that bitch is up for hours.
Snow White's pleasant to be around. At least she has a personality in her own movie. Like I said, Sleeping Beauty she sleeps throughout her own movie, and she doesn't even contribute much to the plot. And as for Ariel, look at all the stuff she could show you, like the undersea knowledge, all the treasures. She'd be great.
With all of the recent controversy surrounding the Ariel character being biracial, it may cause some kind of disruption within the community, the fan base, fangirl, fanboy community, if I were to meet Ariel, which I will not.
Oh, that's sadly true. That's sadly true, Sandy. That's sadly fucking true. Oh no, I don't know if I should meet Ariel at Ariel's Grotto at Disneyland or not because it might be cultural appropriation. Heavens me. Anyways, I apologize if Monkey's still watching, but Monkey, come on, you know it's true. Come on. Anyways.
I'm just going to keep this simple. Jacob gets the point.
Well, yeah, just out of curiosity, what could I have done better? Because I thought I had a pretty strong argument.
It was solid, Tiki. Don't get me wrong. I just think Jacob, he kind of defended. I think he defended Roraz's pick a little bit better than Snow White here. Where basically, you argued the short burst interaction thing. I think Jacob overall, he also fired some really good shots against like why Ariel, but she did all this really cool stuff.
Okay, I just ignored Ariel because I felt like Ariel. Fair enough.
Basically, Jacob covered more ground than I feel. You were fine, Tiki. I think you just covered more ground.
All right, fair enough, fair enough. I just didn't even feel like Ariel was worth my time at that point, but all right. So if Jacob gets one more point, he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, here's a trippy one. Which animated Disney film should be rebooted? That's in 2D as well. So you're basically doing an animated reboot of an existing Disney movie. So Disney
Fantasia.
Right.
You mean like an old 2D movie and reboot it into 2D again, like a remake?
It can be 3D as well, but just basically remake an animated movie in animation. So.
Technically, they already did the Jungle Book and Lion King, so those are off the table. I guess, I think I'll go with the Sword of the Stone.
Okay.
Sandy?
Is there something you'd like to share with the rest of the class?
Give me a second.
Probably memes.
Focus.
Tiki picked Fantasia, right?
Yes.
Yes. He picked Fantasia.
Okay.
And I went with the Sword and the Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about Meet the Robinsons?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. All right. Why wouldn't you reboot Fantasia? Fantasia is just like, it's everything that animation could possibly be, with all the different animation styles and advancements in technology and all the new pieces of classical music that have come out. Fantasia as a concept, just the word Fantasia kind of means ever changing, like not in the literal like dictionary definition sense, but that's what Walt Disney wanted the concept of Fantasia to be. So of course Fantasia is going to get my vote here.
Honestly, the Sword and the Stone was his lesser known and lesser regarded film from Walt's era, when then he actually didn't have a lot of involvement with, and barely even touched the surface of what they could do with King Arthur's myth and legends. Making it today with all kinds of advancements in storytelling and animation, you could tell a truly epic King Arthur story. One that's worthy of the Disney name, but still stays true to both the original and the legends.
Meet the Robinsons is my favorite anime battle due to the fact that it has multiple story layers. Its systematic brilliance and use of the classic gamer anime techniques rank it higher on the Disney anime list.
Son of a bitch, Sandy. Oh man. Really? Really? God damn it.
Hey.
Am I gonna get points deducted if I ignore him this time?
No.
God. All right. Yeah. I mean, everyone is sick of King Arthur. There's a million King Arthur movies. Most of them flop. We've seen it done, been there, done that. We know what it is. Fantasia could literally be anything. It's limitless in its potential.
Fantasia may be regarded highly by animation enthusiasts. It did not attract a lot of numbers to the box office when it was done in 2000. And considering the taste, I don't think it would actually attract many numbers now. King Arthur and Disney's take has a wide appeal and could actually work.
All right, Sandy, do you have anything more to add or not? Right?
Yes, actually, I do.
Okay, please, by all means.
Meet the Robinsons is a touching story of a smart child, who turns into a man with an evil hat. The logic behind this choice is beyond the comprehension of story building techniques, and I'm a big fan of it.
I actually think Sandy had somewhere to go with Meet the Robinsons, so it's whatever.
I mean,
anyway.
and the smart kid does not turn into a guy with a hat. He turns into the smart kid turns into the older adult voiced by Tom Selleck.
Yes, there are no words for the shame I feel now. There really aren't.
And the villain is actually the baseball kid who becomes the guy with the hat.
All right.
Okay, to keep it simple, Sandy didn't really address at all what the question was, so that doesn't help. Just talked about Meet the Robinsons, not why it should be rebooted. Just that, hey, I vaguely like Meet the Robinsons as far as I can tell. But moving forward between that, I think Tiki and points. I think all the choices, albeit as not so much argued as the three of them were collectively, I feel there are three solid choices, guys. Three solid choices at least. Sword and the Stones are really, Sword and Stone. I think Jacob stuck to his guns about kind of doing the Arthurian legend again, but doing it kind of the Disney name and how it was kind of overlooked when it was being made for the most part. I mean, Walt was not really involved in it that much. Kind of another stab at the apple would probably possibly make it a lot more kind of the epic that kind of when you hear like the King Arthur's tale, the whole sword in the stone with kind of the gravitas that it needs. Tiki I think started really great with the Fantasia point. I think he opened himself up for a few points here of like music could be we have new classics. I feel Jake could have dug in on the whole new classical music that's being made. Because I mean, I'm sure there is classical music. I think that's a thread he could have tugged. But again, it's more on Jacob than it's Tiki. Again, nothing wrong with Jacob either. There's a little fun fact. Jacob did have a really great kind of strike against the bows of Tiki's ship here, where he made the point about Fantasia 2000 not performing as well when we try going this well again. Fantasia, it's also not so much a reboot as it's like we're doing it again just years later with Fantasia. So I don't know. That's I'm not saying it doesn't count. I'm just saying that's not helping him either. But I feel Jacob with that 2000 point, I think really kind of got what he needed along with a really strong pitch on his own there. So I'm going to give the point to Jacob, which brings the end of the game.
Woo!
All right, we can put Sandy out of his misery.
All right.
And so first place is me. Technically, Sandy comes in second place.
Yep.
Oh God, figure that one out.
You go back to the root.
I know. I was off my game tonight, guys. I don't know what it was. It wasn't that I wasn't trying. It was just I didn't really have the fighting passion that I usually do. Maybe it's just because I need to get myself fired up with main round questions that I heavily research. I don't know.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is, like, as you guys noticed, like, sometimes even in the main round questions, I don't really prepare that much. So, like, in the speed round questions, sometimes I just pulled from nothing and end up winning with speed round questions anyway.
So I think, if anything, this exercise has taught us that Jacob is the speed round king.
It would appear so. We'll see if it maintains itself. But so far, I mean, Jacob went the distance, as it were. He basically he didn't go down any of the rounds. It seems.
Well, as you guys can tell, I researched all of my questions and answers very heavily.
And I never resorted to memes.
No, you did not. All right. I'm sorry. I just really didn't want to besmirch the name of Clayton by God.
Tiki, look, just for future reference, don't just not try when you're up against. Like, just give it a shot, man.
I mean, you could have talked about the emotional power of that scene.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
like the effect it had on Tarzan himself.
Also, Monkey, I missed this when he first said it, but I just want to point out how glorious this is that he saw someone cosplayed as See How I Glitter Radcliffe at D23. That's amazing.
Really? There was a See How I Glitter cosplay?
That's a lot of gold.
Oh man, that's fucking amazing. I love that. See how I glitter.
See, that's what we need next. If we're making that Cats movie, we need like the Halo version of Rats, and that's when we get like a Ratigan cosplay going. We just have people doing like rat costumes, like the Cats costumes.
Well, of course, with Rats, not only would we have Ratigan, but we'd have Ratcliffe. 2 rats for the price of 1.
Yep.
Fun fact. The real Radcliffe was actually, he wasn't a great guy, because he was colonizing the Indians, but he wasn't a terrible guy, you know what I mean? He wasn't, leading the charge or anything. The only reason they went with him as the villain in Pocahontas is because his name was Ratcliffe.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not even making that up. Fun fact.
Wow. What do you know?
He's just kind of a footnote in history, but they went with Radcliffe because they like the name.
He was one of the few good parts of that movie.
Well, I wouldn't even say he's an ironically enjoyable part of that.
Well, I mean, at least he looks cool, all right? He looks
See how I glitter.
He looks cool.
All right. Let's see. So, Dragon, do you think, in spite of all the shenanigans, do you think this is worth doing again?
I think we might need to kind of snuff out a few things, but it's on the whole, I think as a concept, it seems to work. I mean, you guys had fun, right?
I had fun.
Maybe we can do rotating hosts too.
I'm not against that. Sure. I mean, sure.
Perhaps.
Right.
Like bring our different hosting qualities to the table.
Yeah, sure. All right. Anywho, I guess that brings it to an end then. So we've all learned a valuable lesson today. We've all kind of grown collectively. We've all kind of been on our son of man journey, as it were.
I certainly have.
Yeah. All right. So thanks for tuning in, folks. We love you in the audience there. To answer Monkey's question, yes, indeed, we were talking about the Harold interpretation of rats. Very true. And that does it for now until we have other debates kind of in line. Some not specifically Disney, but of course, if we ever have like a Disney One in the bank for the speed round, we'll definitely be able to go with that. I won't promise anything more this month on that, but keep your eyes peeled.
All right.
All right.
Woohoo! See how I did it?
God. Yes, those are